Hey there, this is Barbara McDermott with Shift Formula, and I'm here to give you some education, which I hope will provide motivation for you to continue on your path to your weight loss goal. Maybe it's a health gain goal. Maybe it's a health restoration. Maybe you just want to feel younger and stronger. Maybe you just want to reclaim the vitality you know is yours. Here's the thing. It takes right action, understanding how to get this body to cooperate with your efforts, and it takes time. It takes time. So, before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this channel. That way, when we release new episodes, you'll get notified. Hear this, everybody. Weight loss does take time. Now, here's the education point that leads you to the motivation, right? When we understand why does weight loss take time, we'll be in the game for the long run. No one goes to the Olympics if they go to, gymnastics training 3 times or 3 years, right? Now, I'm not saying weight loss is going to take that much time. Depends upon what our condition is. However, when we understand why time is a critical variable, we'll be more motivated to keep ourselves in the game. Well, here it comes down to 2 simple points. You might have heard of these things. Insulin resistance, yikes, and homeostasis. Insulin resistance means that your body is most likely pumping out more insulin than usual or than it's optimal. Like when you were 22 or even 12, your body would put out less insulin and get the job done of clearing sugar from your bloodstream than it does when you're 58. That's how old this gal is. My body pumped out less insulin when I was 28 than it's doing now, because as we age, we naturally all develop some degree of insulin resistance. That's where our middle age spread comes from. It's insulin persistence. And insulin is our body fat lockdown storage hormone. If insulin levels are elevated, we are accumulating body fat. When insulin levels are lower or quieter, our body can release body fat. But this takes time to reverse. And the other, we're going to talk about a little bit further, the other is homeostasis. This is everyone's body's physiological mechanism that's really geared for your body surviving. And your body wants to always have a reserve, a certain amount of reserve of fuel on its capsule, on its body. So it favors body fat retention. When you understand how to work with that, you're in the weight loss game. It's going to happen for you. Yes. Okay, let's take a look. Insulin resistance is kind of like being trapped. Your body fat is trapped. You can't access body fat for fuel when insulin levels are elevated. And if you have a degree of insulin resistance, and I bet if you're watching this video, you probably do, hyperinsulinemia, if you've heard about that, anyone who's carrying a spare tire around their waist has some degree of insulin resistance. Your body is persistently putting out more of its fat storage hormone, which is why I say insulin holds you in no fat burning prison. Not cool, right? You could be exercising, you could be dieting, you could be doing mindful life mantras and things. But if you don't get your insulin levels down low, that body fat is never going to let go. So 2 things you can do to break insulin resistance. What does it mean to break insulin resistance? It means to give your body a vacation from needing to release insulin. Insulin is released directly correlated to how much blood sugar generating foods you're eating. Yeah, if we're eating a buffet of carbohydrates, that's a lot of blood sugar. Insulin's going to be released. If you're eating a lot of fat and protein, way less blood sugar generating foods. Fat doesn't generate any blood sugar. Protein can generate some, but carbohydrate 100%. That's simple. Okay? So one of the ways to get your body to not release the fat storage hormone is to minimize the need for an insulin surge, which means we're going to eat foods that generate very little glucose. Shifting from a carbohydrate lopsided way of eating to a more fat and protein focused way of eating doesn't mean we're not having carbohydrates, just kind of shifting it out a bit. That keeps blood sugar way down and insulin doesn't have to come around. That's what we call minimizing insulin surges. And that's good because we don't want a surge of body fat storage hormone. Am I right? For sure. If you're going to a gym, I always say, check your false hope at the door if you're coming into my exercise class. Why? I don't want you coming to my exercise class thinking that you're dining in on your body fat while you're taking my interval class. Okay? Only if insulin levels are low when you're taking my class, exercising, whatever you're doing, only when insulin levels are low and you're exercising can you be assured that you're able to tap into your body fat to use that up for the workout. Okay, so we're going to minimize insulin surges by eating low glucose foods more often, and we can quiet insulin overall. Think about that. Imagine going for hours knowing that your body fat storage hormone is quieted down. What had been an insulin riot, which was holding body fat on your body, is now an insulin quiet. And you're noticing, oh my gosh, my waistline is whittling. Okay? So periods of not eating, I know it sounds horrible, periods of not eating is one of the most powerful things you can do to quiet insulin, which means breaking insulin resistance. Here's the cool thing. When you go low glucose eating and you shift your way of eating from lots of carbohydrate, a little bit of fat, moderate protein, and just kind of reverse that formula, body fat is able to let go because insulin's down low, but you also are sated, like you literally aren't hungry. You actually forget to eat for times. When you use fat in isolation, that's what we teach in our program. Fat in isolation gets you to periods of no eating pleasantly. Sounds impossible, but it's not. It happens to every single one of us, and it can happen to you too. So, it takes time for your body to lessen the amount of insulin that it puts out every time you're eating. Because if you have insulin resistance, you've been putting out more. So we're trying to dial it back, and it takes time for your body to readjust to less, but it happens. Okay? And then moving on to homeostasis. This is our body's natural physiological tendency to not want to let go of what it conceives as normal. If you have been carrying, let's say, 35 to 40 extra pounds on your frame for the past 20 years, or if you struggled for a long time with the inability to shed body fat, lose weight, your body perceives that as normal. My body, your body, a body is saying, hey, this gal has 20 pounds of extra body fuel on her frame. So to pull away from that, to try and use it up, your body will oftentimes reduce its metabolic energy output as a way of conserving fuel. We navigate that in shift because we make sure you get fuel so your body never feels as if something's being taken from it. That's a powerful mechanism to have to override. And then, have you ever met somebody who has done like a shake, diet thing, and they lost a boatload of weight? And we're like, whoa, high five. And then 6 months later, what do we see? It's the defeat. They lost it all, but they gained it back and then some. That's homeostasis overcompensation to reestablish what had been normal. The person tried to lose too much body fat too fast. The body won't tolerate a big change. It's got to be a smaller change over time. Your body will tolerate reasonable amounts or reasonable deviations from what had been normal. And this is what we do in our shift community. We don't worry about either of these things happening because we know to make slight changes over time. That's the way to weight loss. That's why you see the word time again. It takes time. It takes time. Weight loss can't be like this. It's got to be like this. Lose a little bit, hold steady, plateau. Lose a little bit more, hold steady. Maybe even go up a little bit. Lose a little bit more, hold steady. To get to your weight loss goal has got to be as strategic as climbing a high altitude mountain or deep diving. Your body needs acclimation periods. This education is so powerful because it reminds us, like, when I'm in a plateau, I should celebrate. My body is establishing a new normal. And only once it establishes that new normal for a period of time, maybe it's 2 weeks, maybe it's 2 months, only from that new normal will my body allow me to use up more fuel again. Okay? And every time, I always say this to our Shift Insiders, those of us doing big changes in life, there's no wagon to fall off of, okay? You didn't cheat, whatever, you made a choice. But every time you restart again, you don't start back at that first starting spot you did before. Every time you start at the new starting point. Just like this, weight loss, hold, weight loss, hold, weight loss, hold. You know why Shift Insiders ride these acclimation periods with, like, whatever, not really checking the scale every day? Because we don't have cravings. We go for long periods of time not being hungry. We know we're dining in. We have outrageous energy, mental clarity, pain pretty much gone, if not gone completely. I know I'm doing anti-cancer action. We've even had Shift Insiders who have had blockages developing in their delicate blood vessels supporting their heart disappear. Yeah. Brain health, heart health, body health, nerve health. When we're feeling good, these acclimation periods feel like a vacation from what life used to be, right? So to wrap it up here, weight loss, true weight loss, the kind that you have for the rest of your life, the never worry about weight again weight loss. It takes time because it takes time to quiet insulin. You now know that not only is that your blood sugar sweeping hormone, but it's your body fat storage hormone. If it's elevated and you're taking a cycle class, you're going to be burning sugar the whole class. If it's down low and you're taking the cycle class, then you're dining in on your body fat for fuel. That's what weight loss is, right? We want to use body fat up. We don't want to lose muscle. Sugar burners lose muscle. Okay. Navigating homeostasis. That's that. Can't deviate from normal too big. It's got to be gradual. Got to be gradual. Of course, that takes time. And here's the last one. Do you know that using up your body fat takes time too? Because burning your body fat compared to burning sugar from your bloodstream and glycogen from your muscles, which you'll do that, but we want you tapping into body fat more often again. However, when you're tapping into your body fat gives you 3 times more energy output than burning up sugar. So think about that. If I'm riding my bike, going for a bike ride in the day, I can operate on very little body fat and I can sustain my energy for hours. If I was going as a sugar burner, I would need to be refueling. Where's my energy bar? Where's my protein shake? Right? All these different things. We're always putting sugar in, operating on sugar, burning muscle. Fat burners, we go for hours, just not hungry, pleasantly energized. So these are 3 powerful reasons why weight loss takes time. And hopefully that education gives you the motivation to continue on. If you would like to be certain about how weight loss happens, look up the word insulin. Go through that lens, whether you're paleo, whether you're keto, whether you're vegan, whether you're whole, whether you're 30, whether you're vegetarian, Mediterranean, whatever your platform is, you got to get insulin down. That's your foundation. No body fat burning happening when insulin levels are elevated. When you were in your 20s and your 30s, you had less insulin circulating than you do in your 50s and 60s and on. Okay? Look up insulin. Be consistent with your efforts. Consistency is king. We're not talking about perfection. We're not talking about every day is the same degree. The best pleasant way is to understand how to eat so you're just not hungry, so you eat less often. That keeps that body fat burning hormone insulin way down low, and you're dining in way more often than you had been in years. That's the winning combination. And then as we like to say, we keep calm and shift on, and you just continue on your journey, knowing that effective weight loss will be yours with right action and time. Thanks for stopping by. I, again, hope this information gave you just enough of a to stay in the game, because you're worth it. Okay, I'll see you next time.